Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news, all right. So here's the latest scoop that's got the entire NFL world buzzing, especially among Packers fans who are eager to see the team reload and aim for another deep playoff run. Rumors are swirling around the possibility of the Green Bay Packers making a bold move to bolster their secondary, and it involves none other than Sauce Gardner, the Jets' standout cornerback. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Is this real? Could the Packers really pull off something like this? Well, according to multiple sources close to the situation, there's serious talk about a trade that could send Gardner to Green Bay in exchange for a first-round pick in 2026. That's a significant asset, no doubt, but it'd be a game-changer for the Packers' defense, especially as they look to turn the page and build a true contender in the NFC. Now, let's back up a bit and look at what Gardner brings to the table, because this isn't just a rumor rooted in whimsy. The 25-year-old cornerback is having a standout season in 2025, showcasing his elite coverage skills and ball-hawking abilities. He's tall, athletic, and a perfect fit for the Packers' aggressive man-to-man defensive scheme. This season, Gardner has already racked up 3 interceptions, a solid number that places him among the top cornerbacks in the league, along with 15 pass defenses, 45 total tackles, and 35 of those solo. His coverage stats are particularly impressive, allowing just 42 completions on 78 targets, which translates to a 53.8% completion rate allowed. He's given up 512 yards, 2 touchdowns, and has a passer rating against of 72.1. But what really makes him stand out is his PFF grade, which sits at an incredible 88.4 overall, ranking 3rd among all cornerbacks, and an 89.2 coverage grade that's 2nd best in the league. This level of play isn't just a flash in the pan. Gardner's career stats speak volumes: 9 interceptions, 50 pass defenses, and 180 total tackles. His target rate is remarkably low at just 9.2%, which means quarterbacks are simply not comfortable throwing his way. That's a key indicator of his lockdown ability, especially against top receivers. His efficiency is also evident when you compare him to other top-tier corners. For instance, his PFF grades in 2024 at 85.0 show continued excellence, and he's been completely healthy in 2025, avoiding injuries that have hampered many players. His yards per target average is just 6.5 yards, which is phenomenal, especially against the backdrop of the NFL's increasingly prolific passing game. Now, what about the Jets? Well, the Jets finished the 2025 season with a 7-10 record and missed the playoffs, which has led to some significant roster and cap space adjustments. They're sitting on a tight cap situation, about $15 million over in 2026, and need to free up some money, especially with questions surrounding their quarterback situation and upcoming extensions. The Jets are reportedly willing to release Gardner, freeing up around $18 million in cap space. But there's skepticism among some NFL insiders about their secondary's ability to maintain consistency and prevent big plays, which has been an issue for them. Their defense, especially in pass coverage, has been leaking yards, allowing around 240 passing yards per game, and that's not ideal when you're trying to contend in a division full of explosive offenses. So how does this potential trade impact the Packers? Well, it's huge. Green Bay's defense, which finished 15th in pass yards allowed with roughly 600 yards surrendered, would get a major upgrade. If Gardner joins the fold, he's projected to contribute an additional 4 interceptions and reduce yards per target by about 15%. His PFF coverage grade could see a significant bump, jumping from around 75 to a stellar 87, making him an absolute shutdown corner. Imagine him locking down the top receivers in the league, someone like Justin Jefferson, for example, and forcing quarterbacks to rethink their entire game plan against the Packers. The Packers' secondary, already a solid unit, would transform into a lockdown force. The addition of Gardner could be the catalyst that turns Green Bay's defense into a true strength, especially in high-stakes playoff moments. His ability to blanket elite receivers and force turnovers could be the difference in close games, helping the team reach new heights. Historically, the Packers have been known for their stout defenses and opportunistic secondary play. Think of the legendary days with Charles Woodson or Tramon Williams, and Gardner's presence could bring back that kind of swagger and confidence. It's about creating a defense that's not just good, but feared. And speaking of the playoffs, the odds for the Packers to make a deep postseason run would skyrocket with Gardner in the lineup. Currently, the Super Bowl odds are around plus 5,000, but with this move, those odds could tighten to plus 2,000, reflecting the increased confidence in Green Bay's ability to contend. Gardner's reputation as a shutdown corner in critical moments, especially during the playoffs, cannot be overstated. His ability to blanket top receivers like Jefferson during key moments could force teams to settle for shorter gains, giving Green Bay's defense the advantage they need to flip games in their favor. Think about the pivotal moments in the postseason, forcing punts in critical third-down situations, turning over the ball, and setting up the offense with short fields. Gardner's presence could be the X-factor that elevates the Packers from a good team to a true contender. Now, let's talk about the broader impact of this potential blockbuster move. First, it signals that the Packers are serious about contending now, not just rebuilding. Adding a player of Gardner's caliber would send a message to the league, and to their NFC North rivals, that Green Bay is back in the game, ready to compete with the best. It also shows a strategic shift, focusing on building a defense that can carry the team through the playoffs, especially with the offensive core still intact and developing. The Packers have always been a team that emphasizes smart football, good defense, ball control, and timely plays, and Gardner fits perfectly into that philosophy. Furthermore, from a roster-building perspective, it's a bold move. Trading a future first-round pick in 2026 is a risk, but it could pay off exponentially if Gardner helps the Packers reach the Super Bowl and beyond. It's about making a statement and investing in a core piece that can anchor the secondary for years to come. Gardner's contract situation also fits into Green Bay's cap strategy, as his release by the Jets would free up cap space, giving the Packers some flexibility to work with in other areas, like extending key players or adding depth elsewhere. And of course, the fans are excited. This kind of move ignites the passion and hope that Green Bay can once again be a dominant force. Imagine the energy in Lambeau Field, with Gardner patrolling the secondary, intimidating quarterbacks, and creating turnovers that fuel the offense. The Packers fans have long cherished a tough, disciplined defense, and this move could bring that identity back to the forefront. Plus, with the team's current roster, including players like Christian Watson, Jordan Love, and a growing offensive line, adding Gardner could be the missing piece that pushes the Packers over the top. Looking ahead, the NFL landscape is always shifting, and moves like this can change the entire dynamic of a division or a conference. The NFC North, historically a competitive division with teams like the Vikings and Lions, is now entering a new era. The Vikings have their QB questions, and the Lions are still ascending, but if Green Bay lands Gardner, they immediately become one of the most formidable defenses in the league. It's about creating a team that not only wins games but dominates them, something the Packers have been striving for since their last Super Bowl victory. In terms of the bigger picture, this potential trade could also influence other teams' strategies in the offseason. Teams see what Green Bay is trying to do, building a defense that can carry them deep into January and February. It sets a precedent that aggressive moves and bold trades are part of the NFL's new landscape. For the Packers, it's about seizing the moment and making a statement that they're serious about returning to the top of the league standings. Of course, nothing is set in stone yet. The trade discussions are still ongoing, and the Jets are carefully weighing their options. But if this deal goes through, it's going to be one of the most talked-about moves of the offseason, and it could redefine the Packers' trajectory for years to come. Imagine the excitement among the fan base, knowing that their team is making a push for greatness with one of the league's best young cornerbacks leading the charge. It's the kind of move that gets everyone fired up, dreaming of playoff victories and another Super Bowl appearance. So in summary, the potential acquisition of Sauce Gardner by the Green Bay Packers is more than just a trade rumor. It's a strategic move that could transform their defense into one of the league's most feared units. It's about building a defensive backbone that can shut down the best offenses in the NFL, forcing turnovers, and creating a playoff atmosphere where the Packers are a team nobody wants to face. Whether this trade materializes or not, it's clear that Green Bay is aiming high this offseason, and the fans should be excited about the possibilities. The Packers are on the cusp of something big, And if Gardner joins the squad, it could be the start of a new chapter, one where the Packers once again assert their dominance in the NFC and chase another Lombardi trophy. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Green Bay Packers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think Gardner is the missing piece to bring the Packers back to Super Bowl glory? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Green Bay Packers as a whole. Remember, this isn't just about a player or a trade. It's about the pride and passion of every Packer backer out there. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Green Bay Packers news. The offseason is heating up, and the Packers are making moves that could define their future for years to come. Let's keep the faith, stay loud, and continue supporting this iconic franchise through thick and thin. Go Pack, go!